Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool A&E wall telephone. This is a metal telephone, and this is Kurt's telephone from Illinois. And basically it has the A&E 21 design. And so it's probably from the 20s or 30s, and it was from the era where A&E was still involved with Stroger, and he was the guy who invented their first automatic rotary dial. And here on the front you can see where the affiliation with Stroger there on the center dial card. And so basically, I believe Kurt is a teacher, and he's going to put this telephone into his classroom, and we're going to find out. I need to contact Kurt and find out exactly what he wants to do with this telephone. If he's wanting to use this telephone every day, or if he wants the quality for the transmit and receive, we might do a situation where we kind of hybrid this telephone with a newer style network board, PC board, and microphone and receiver. That way it can be used in a situation where you can use it every day and have the quality, because we want it to have a quality sound. And some of these older telephones will have a quality sound, but when it comes to when you don't have a network on the inside, like a lot of these telephones don't, you're kind of stuck with what the quality that you get. And so everything has to be just perfect, the mic and the transmitter and everything. So it might be a good idea to go to that situation where we kind of hybrid it. On the handset cord, it's an original cord, it's cloth cord, but it has some fraying. Now we have ways of trying to repair up the fray and make it where it's not going to fray so much anymore, but we'll have to see what Kurt wants to do. Another thing I want to show you inside this telephone is, and I want to stabilize it a little bit, so we're going to prop something up underneath of it. I want to show you the receiver. This receiver is probably not going to work again without doing some major overhaul of it, and that's why we might decide when we talk to Kurt to go to more of a hybrid situation where we put a different type of receiver in it altogether. This is supposed to be connected to this other part here that I'm going to pull out. And basically, it has all broke apart, and your little windings for your coil here have come apart. Now, you might be able to repair it, but then would it even work properly when you did? So that's pretty damaged at this point. So we'll set this to the side, and that kind of gives you a look at the receiver part of it. Also, we found a schematic, and I took the schematic. Usually they glue these schematics, or they put these schematics on the capacitor that's on the inside. Now we're going to put it back together again. We're going to kind of stabilize it, because every day that goes by, this paper gets more brittle. And I want to save that schematic of the wiring connections, just to have it, because it was in the telephone and it's unique. And we're going to try to stabilize that paper. But anyway, we want to show you the dial here. It's not returning very well, as you can see. It's kind of locking up, so that's going to have to be gone through. And it's been my experience on these type of transmitters, a lot of times what will happen is on this style of transmitter is you can get them to work, but they're usually really crackly, and they have a lot of static that come along with them. It's just a fallback. I know some of the newer, a little newer style transmitters that they had usually were very good about not having much static and noise behind them, but this style transmitter always usually seems to have a crackling with it. And back in the old days, you know, they would just have to deal with whatever sound they had. You know, it was better than not having a telephone at all. And so they would just kind of put up with it, because a lot of times, unless these were just working exactly perfect, they had a lot of noise other than that. So that's something that would get changed out in, you know, when we do a mic and a receiver changeover. I want to show you the inside of this telephone. It's got its original bell. Kind of give you a look here at it. It has its original bell and all the wiring blocks. And then up here you have your capacitor. But you can see that the rotary is in pretty poor shape right now. We're going to have to get into that and clean it up. Make sure that it racks off properly and it's dialing the numbers properly. But this gives you a little look at the inside. And as you can see, there's no network in this telephone, so it's open wire. In order to balance it out, you probably would want to have some type of network. Although, depending on the sound quality, sometimes you can get away with just running an open receiver and mic. But, you know, to make this feasible and make it usable in an everyday situation, we probably want to hybrid this telephone. And also we'll probably install a modular port within inside here somewhere that Kurt can just simply walk up to it, open the phone up, install a line cord into the modular port, and he's ready to go. So it's a really cool piece of the past. It's just a really nice example of a A&E metal cased wall telephone that was still affiliated with Stroger. Now they finally bought him out, and it just became A&E after a while. But you know, it's just a really cool telephone, and it's going to be really nice to have after it's finished up and in working condition. And so that just gives you a little look. It's a very nice example of a wall telephone from A&E, and it has the you know, it looks just like an A&E 21, so that's probably what it is. They did have a couple of little changes that they had done to them. Some of these had the bells actually on the top, so you would see your bell on the top, your two bells. And then some of them had a handset. Later models had a handset, like a regular handset that would hang up on the top of the telephone. So they went through a few different model changes with these, but this seems to be one of the earlier A&E 21s. And so it's a really cool telephone. And this is the initial checkout. So once we get into it a little further and find out exactly what Kurt wants, we'll start repairing the telephone, and then we'll get another video out of it. But it's just a really fine example of an A&E metal-cased wall telephone from the 20s and 30s. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Kurt's telephone from Illinois. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.